Welcome back, algebra students. Today we're going to, yesterday we evaluated expressions with absolute value. Today we're actually going to solve absolute value equations. And so the way you solve absolute value equations is you actually set up two cases. Because if we recall, what's inside the absolute value, we take it and it's a distance. So since it's a distance, it's a positive value that results. So since it's a positive value that results, if what's inside is negative, it could let me say it this way. Let me do it this way. If I have the absolute value of 3, we know that that equals 3. If I have the absolute value of negative 3, we know that that equals 3. So what that tells me is the absolute value of x equals 3. X could equal negative 3 or positive 3. So when we deal with absolute values, we can get two answers back. And so the case one is the value inside the absolute value symbol is positive. And then case two is the value inside the absolute value is negative. So what we're going to do is we're going to set it up. When solving equations that involve absolute values, there are two cases to consider. What's inside is positive and what's inside is negative. So for example 1, they said solve absolute value of x plus 4 equals 1, then graph the solution set. So what that means is you have two cases. The first case is x plus 4 equals 1. So we set what's inside to the positive one, and then we set what's inside to the negative one. So our two cases are as follows. So we have x plus 4 equals 1, and we have x plus 4 equals negative 1. And we're going to do a couple more examples with it so you'll see what I mean. But x plus 4 equals 1, solve it, subtract 4 to both sides, x equals negative 3. Subtract 4 to both sides, negative 1 minus 4 is negative 5, x equals negative 5. And then all you're going to do is you're going to plot them on a number line. That's what it means by graph your solution set. So that's when we're solving it. So let's go ahead and do a couple examples of solving it, and then we'll come back and do where we have to write out the equation ourselves. Solve each equation, then graph the solution set. All right, I'm going to leave number 1 for you, but I'll do number 4. So remember, we have two cases. So case 1 is x minus 4 equals the positive. And then we have case 2 where x minus 4 equals the negative of what's on the outside. So negative 4. So then I add 4 to both sides here. So x equals 0. I'm going to go ahead and plot that point right here. X equals 0. Plot it right there. And then I'm going to solve this one as well. So I add 4 to both sides. And x equals 8. X equals 8. So that's my solution set. And then I would write x equals solution set, so squiggly line, 0, 8. So that's my solution. Let's see this guy, y plus 3, absolute value y plus 3 equals 2. So I'll set up your equation for you, but you guys can finish it. Y plus 3 equals positive 2, and y plus 3, fix that plus sign a little bit, equals the negative 2. And then you solve both equations and plot it. Same thing here. b plus 2 equals 3, b plus 2 equals negative 3, w minus 2 equals 5, w minus 2 equals negative 5, t plus 2 equals 4, and t plus 2 equals negative 4. So you're setting up two equations. So t plus 2 equals 4, and t plus 2 equals negative 4. And then you solve those. So then I'll finish this. Subtract 2 to both sides. So minus 2, t equals 2. Subtract 2 to both sides. T equals negative 6. So then I plot them. Whoops. Negative 6 and 2. And you're just doing that for those other ones. I wanted to get into this one right here. So, number 8, 5y minus 2, absolute value equals 7. So remember, we go 5y minus 2 equals positive 7. And 5y minus 2 equals negative 7. So then I'm going to finish solving this. Add 2 to both sides. 5y equals 9. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. Y equals 9 fifths. And so 9 fifths, I'm not going to mess with it. I'm going to just leave it right as a fraction. But remember, so 10 over 5 is equal to 2. So 9 over 5 is just shy of 2. So I'm going to go over here. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm going to put it right in between 1 and 2, but closer to the 2 side. That's my point right there. As you can see. There you go. You can see it. And then this side, I add 2. So 5y equals negative 5. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. Y equals negative 1. So negative 1 is here. I'm going to go plot my point. And so my solution set is y equals squiggly line solution set. I could do better than that. Negative 1, comma, 9 fifths. And that's that. I'm going to do number 12 for you as well. So I'll do number 12. So 3x plus 1/2 equals 6. And 3x plus 1/2 equals negative 6. So let's see. I'm actually gonna subtract 1/2 over, so I get 3x equals, so that'd be 12 over 2. And I'm just doing this in my head for you guys. 12 over 2 would be 6, so 12 minus 1 would be 11. So we'll go 11 over 2. And then divide by 3. Divide by 3. So that would mean x equals 11 over 6. And the reason I'm doing this one for you guys is I wouldn't give you a problem with the half in there. So subtract half over, so 3x would actually equal, so that's negative 12 over 2 minus 1 over 2 would be negative 13 over 2. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. I would get x equals negative 13 over 6. So remember, 12 over 6 is 2. So this first one is a little bit shy of positive 2. So I go over 2, and I'm going to go just a little bit shy of it. put my point there. And this is a little bit bigger than -2, so I'm going to go to -2, and I'll make it a little bit on the left side of -2. And my solution set, x equals -13. If you notice, I put the smaller value first. I always order them from least to greatest, comma 11 over 6. And that would be my answer. All right. So I said I would go back, and we're going to do the second part now. Now, the second part is we're going to write an equation involving absolute value for the graph. So they're going to give us the graph, and we're going to take that graph, and we're going to write an equation. So we're working backwards. So the first thing we want to do is we notice our 2 points are -2 and 4. So we want to find out what is the midpoint, what is directly in the middle. So if I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 is from -2 to 4, so I'm going to take half of that, which will be 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to say that that is my midpoint. So at 1 is my midpoint. And if you notice, when I have 1, I'm 3 units to the left gives me -2, and 3 units to the right gives me 4. So we know that 1 is my middle unit. So from there, I'm going to set up the distance from the equation. So we're always going to do x minus whatever this value is inside the absolute value. So this is +1. So it becomes absolute value of x minus +1, +1 equals, and then whatever the units are is my answer, 3. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with you, and that would be my answer. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that with you for a couple of these. So let's see. I want to do number 15 because that's going to give us a negative, so you'll see this better. So the first thing I want to do, I want to count how many units from -7 to 1. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 units. 8 units divided by 2 is 4. So if I count 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that would put me at -3. And then that should be another 4 units to get to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to set up our absolute value. And we're going to say x minus whatever our middle term is here, right? Whatever our middle term is here, which is -3, goes in here. So -3 equals, and then what's our units? So our units, 4 units here, 4 units here. I'm not going to do that. So 4 units. So whatever my units away from the point I'm talking about, that's what my answer is here. So I have x minus -3 in parentheses equals 4. But if you recall, when we have subtracting a negative, we change that to a plus. So my answer is x plus 3 equals 4. So I'll go ahead and do this one as well, so you guys can get an understanding. So that one goes by, I'll do this one because it goes by 2s. So if you notice, the number line goes by 2. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Half of 8 is 4, so 2, 4, so that's 4 units. 2, 4, that's 4 units. So we know that our equal part is going to be 4. And then it's going to be x minus whatever our midpoint is. And in this case, it's 0. So x minus 0 equals 4. But we don't have to write x minus 0. We can get rid of that minus 0. So it's just the absolute value of x equals 4. And that's my answer, for both of those. And so I'm going to leave number 14 for you. You have 14 to do. Well, you're going to have to fill out all these with the video because your worksheet's going to be blank, but I did most of it. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 problems, 8 problems for you guys to do. All right, guys. Let me know if you need some help. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.